Hey you guys, Dave from the Wee Hours here, back with some more of RimWorld, back with some more of our little Sanguophage vampire cult where the demons have popped by. We got this guy, a couple of gore hulks popped by last time and we were able to capture one of them, but not for long. As we can see, we have insufficient containment down here, despite hastily building a demon prison. Nice double walls and everything. This thing will break out in a few days. It's just not, it's being held down by string. We basically got some clothesline and said, we'll hold a demon down with this, and we're going to see how long that works. It's going to work for a few more days, and that thing will absolutely bust out of here. Now, of course, we are using that to research entity containment, so we can contain it a little better, but that's going to take a little while. Who do I have on, like, #1 demon research? That's Scathe, okay. Our stunningly beautiful person, Scathe, is going to research the demons. Good job. Jovian's popped by here. He's just kind of hanging out with us for a little while. And I think the important news is Whitehead and Voltstron have hooked up. Oh, they're just adorable. They've got their own bedroom now. They're having a good old time. Well, they're having a good old time when they go to bed anyway. And Voltstron is celebrating by cooking up some human meat. Well done, Voltstron. I'd like to do a couple of things today, apart from dealing with the inevitable demon release escape that's going to happen pretty soon. I'd like to deal with a couple of things. One of them is beginning to more fully move in underground here and starting to get rid of maybe some fields or stuff like that. We're going to need, obviously, hydroponics for that. What are we researching right now in Maine? Drug production. Yeah, good. We're going to want some drugs. That's our path to profit there. But after that, we could start to get into some hydroponics and move our gardening inside. I'd also, as I'm recording this now, I'd like to begin preparation for RimWorld Odyssey. So as I'm recording this, that's coming out in less than 2 weeks. So I'm recording this on the 30th of June. That's coming out on the 11th of July. And obviously we know a lot about it. It's going to be spaceships and traveling around and going to different parts of the planet and even going into space. And I'd like to start prepping for that now because we will roll this run into Odyssey. I've got to imagine that one of the key things we are going to need is, you guessed it, steel. We need steel for everything. And if you're building a spaceship, I know there will be specific spaceship metal that we're going to use, but I've also got to imagine that a lot of this is going to be steel. So I want to begin preparations for Odyssey. That's what we're looking at, prepping for Odyssey, preparations for Odyssey. So somebody go start mining out that steel vein. Components will probably also be a critical factor. Now, I can't manufacture them right now, but I can still mine them. So I want to kind of explore, wow, there's so much steel up here. I really landed on a great map for steel. That is unusual for me. I want to kind of scan around and see, wow, huge chunk of steel over there too. Huge chunk of steel over there. Huge chunk of steel over here. And some gold too. There's some components. That's what I'm looking for up there. I want to kind of pick off any of the obvious veins of compacted machinery so we can get some components in play. Now, what else is broadly going on here? It's been a few days since I've done this. I'd like to, yes, I know, you're going to break out at any moment. Lisa's down here studying you. I know, we've held you down with clothesline. It's just string and some glue. I think we pounded some stakes into the ground and said, yeah, that'll hold him for about 5 days, and he's going to break out. And then what will likely happen is we're all going to pile in here. He's going to break out of these doors. We'll hopefully shoot him and capture him again, and then the cycle will begin anew. So here's what I'd like to do. Seeing as we're mining literally everything right now, we may as well keep that plan rolling. I want to bring another corridor here and also over here. I don't know quite what's going to go in this room yet, but I want to start getting rid of some stuff. So deconstruct those walls that I put up, and I want to start mining out this area and figuring out what this is going to be. Again, continuing our path of moving inside because we all want to be underground. Well, the people who believe in our nonsense want to be underground, like Mila and Whitehead. Everyone else is like, no, I'm fine being outside. No, it's totally cool if I go out in the sun. Mila, being a vampire, obviously does not want to be in the sun, and she's an undergrounder anyway. That's part of our ideology, so she would really, really like to be under a mountain, and we are definitely working on that. You know what else would be nice around here is pretty the place up with some floors. How are we doing on, like, chopping wood? We've got 495 pieces of wood right now. A little more would not hurt, so go ahead and get all that done. Carve out all of that. And then we'll see kind of how it goes from there. Yes, I know there's insufficient containment. I'm aware of that, thank you. I'm aware that the demon is going to break out at any moment. I do want to make this area hopefully into like bot creation area, which will also require, you guessed it kids, steel and components. So corridor, I'm kind of planning this out in my mind as I'm doing this, which is a terrible place to live. It's dark and there's spiders sometimes. Corridor down here, bot creation room here, and then maybe another corridor down here, but also keeping this double walled, because that will help with the containment issue that is about to burst at any moment. Lisa, how are you doing on that? You doing good on that? Yeah, 1.8 out of 10. It's not that you need a lot for entity containment, but you can only study these things once every few days, so once Lisa's done, we can't do anything with the demon except, well, largely wait for it to escape and try and murder us in the face, and then also, you know, just waiting to research it again. My Constructo bot is down here doing this nonsense. I probably have just lined them up with way too many things to mine. In my excitement for prepping for Odyssey, I should probably focus down here. There might even be steel or components in here, we don't know. And maybe back them off of other things. Yeah, my main mining kid here, Reed, he's just frantically going around doing a little bit over here and a little bit over there. And we're not really focused on any one thing. I'm going to have a think about that. Reed, what are you reading right now? Is my electronics book? No, it's Russ's Journey. Okay, not great, Reed. But, you know, finish the book. You want to get to the end of that. I also could use somebody going back on mega cleanup duty. What I need is the bots. Maybe we focus on bots. I'm all over the map right now. I'm too excited about Odyssey coming out. I'm all over the map. So maybe we focus on bots. How much steel do I have? I don't have a lot of steel. That's the problem. I do want them to do this. Maybe I cancel out... We can get... Okay, the components are not going anywhere. And I don't need gold right now. I'll need gold later, but I don't need gold right now. So why don't we just cancel literally everything I just said? Just stop doing everything. There's something up there that I did. Just stop doing... Well, Lisa, where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, you're cutting stone blocks. Yeah, that is cool. We do need a lot of stone blocks. So yeah, go ahead and keep doing that. This is done, so let's start to get this idea underway here. Let me sort of map this out in my head here. So a corridor going down there. Keep this double-walled. So the bot creation room could be sort of like that, and then the corridor could come in here. And we could have access through the hospital and then through here. That seems broadly sensible in my mind, he says optimistically. We have a little bit of steel down there, not much. Okay, let the kid keep working down here and then also over here. Let's get things moving a little bit faster. How long till you're going to burst out of here, remind me? In 3.4 days. Okay, 3.4 days you're going to bust out. The double doors will slow it down. The double doors are just really for time. It's time for me to get people over here and in place. Yeah, Reed's in here. Reed, you love mining. You do love mining, right? No, you actually have no particular strong opinions about mining, but you're doing it. You keep plugging away at it. How old are you again? Just bring me back up to speed on you. You're 13 years old. Okay, and I'm kind of pushing you into front of house skills. Construction, mining, you know, doing stuff rather than thinking about stuff like art or, you know, medicine or anything like that. So yeah, you keep on with your jam there, kid. You're doing great work. Lisa's doing more blocks over here. That's neat. Boy, we do have to take those quite a way since I took those doors away, didn't I? Well, what could I do about that? I can't go this way because the ancient evil is over here, because thankfully you guys keep reminding me of that, because I will forget that this is the ancient evil. It's right here. It's right here inside our base. So we don't want to go that way. We could probably go down this way. That would be a thing. Maybe wrap that corridor around the throne room and bring it up there. This is... We got like 2 points of entry in and out of our base. One here and one over here. I could also spend some time just increasing the trap corridor. I could just extend this a little bit. It's not a bad idea. We'll have a think about that. These are unlikely to be my finalized defenses because they're kind of pathetic. But this might kind of be where the defenses are. Because I'm certainly going to want to protect that geothermal plant. Speaking of which, yeah, okay, now that I've actually remembered to power everything up, and connect the geothermal to everything. And now the batteries are nice and full. Hey, you know what we don't need? We don't really need those power lines there. Deconstruct just... Actually, don't deconstruct those ones because you're not going to be connected again. Put a power conduit in there, and then we'll deconstruct the other ones. Let's not cut the wires and then not have any other wires going anywhere else. Okay, what is my, as usual, what is my best next move? Wow, the kid's making some progress down here. Reed, you ain't no slouch in this. I'm going to build that wall right back, aren't I? Yeah, I'm totally building that wall right back. Oh, dear. All right. With nothing much pressing at the moment, I'm going to start prettying the place up. Jovian has food poisoning. Is that going to make you, like, wicked sad or something? Because you're going to be here for another 13 days. You're from the Empire. You're just kind of hanging out with us. Yeah, food poisoning initial. Do you want to, like, go rest in the hospital? You're technically not injured. You're not injured enough to go to bed. Yeah, serious pain, -10. But you're pretty happy about everything else. You're pretty chill about literally everything else. You're having a good time here. You're probably having a better time than my colonists. Just ignore the vomit on the floor, Jovian. That's there for decorative purposes. We meant to do that. Yeah, that's that we like that around here. We don't. We like that. We really don't. We like that around here, Jovian. You're gonna go meditate over there. Cool. So with nothing else pressing, let's start to pretty the place up a little bit. So how about we did some wood floors like all the way over there, and then also in there, and then a couple in there. That'll just give the bot something to do, if nothing else. May as well keep it working. I mean, it's a construction bot. I may as well always have something being constructed to keep it busy. Otherwise, it's just, well, it's nothing. It's a piece of metal. What... Is there anything I can do now to make this more contained? Also, why are we not getting this bit carved out? We seem to be prioritizing every mining except this. Is this in some weird sort of zone? I mean, you guys are all in unrestricted except Jovian. I want to keep him safe. I don't want him wandering around the map. Huh. That's odd that they're not prioritizing that, because that was one of the first things that I put up. Maybe another hospital bed. Certainly we're going to get injured a lot. I mean, I've got the demon prison exiting into the hospital. You know, because, you know, when you're fighting off demons, what you want to have is a bunch of injured people doing it. Sick people, people who are vomiting, people who have the plague. That's the group I want going for this. Mila, I haven't checked in on you lately, our beloved vampire leader here. How are you doing? Awful death rest chamber. Oh, come on, it's not that bad. It's your own bedroom. Slept in the heat. Really? You're basically like under a mountain, kid. Is it that warm in here? Wow, it is that warm. It's 81 in here. Could we get these refueled at some point? How about, Reed, what are you doing right now? You're digging. Kaylina, you're sewing. Could you refuel that, please? Are there any others around here that need refueling? Well, there's nothing over here. You know what you could do, kid? You could turn off the heaters. Ah, we've done drug production. Fantastic. Excellent. I should actually just get right into psychite refining, because that's where the profit is. So before we go to hydroponics, figure out how hardcore narcotics works, and then I can sell them to people. Again, what we can do is in the middle of summer, let's just turn off the heaters for right now. Don't worry about those. That will, well, it's not going to cool the place down because they're at room temperature. But then let's put in another passive cooler, say, over here in Kaylina's room, maybe one in Jovian's room. That one will be fine for Mila's room. We'll try and work on some better bedrooms, Mila. What else were your problems? How better can I serve you? You had to rebuff Volstron. Volstron? Hank, whoa. Volstron? What about Whitehead? Volstron. What about Whitehead? You were rebuffed by Mila. Okay, here's the thing. Whitehead, how do you feel about that? I know you want the head wrap thing. We're gonna have cotton like really soon. So it doesn't look like you knew that Volstron was kind of hitting on Mila while sharing a bed with you. Wow, it is getting late night around here. Yeah, maybe just kind of chill, Volstron. All right, you just hooked up with Whitehead, and you're already hitting on Mila. No good, kid. No, nobody likes that sort of thing. You know what, Volstron? For that, you're going on maximum cleanup duty for a while. Okay, you need a timeout is what you need. You need to chill out a little bit, a little cold shower for Volstron here. Cooking yeah, actually do cooking. I mean, it's important that we eat. That's a good thing. So, yeah, you're going on maximum cleanup, kid. A little bit of a little timeout, little cold shower action for Voltron, who apparently can't keep it in his cape. What do you wear? Parka, whatever it is you're wearing. Your little spiky parka there. You're spiky all over, Voltron. You got horns. You got spikes on your little parka here. You're just a thing. Okay. They've already done the floors. Why don't we? Not really. Nobody's going to have time to do this. But oh, actually, hang on. We've got a ton more wood up here. Okay, we got more wood than I thought we did. It's just not in storage. Why does this zone exist? This is. I think that used to be. Yeah, that used to be the ambrosia. So we don't really need that anymore. Don't worry about that zone. That was just an old ambrosia plant. Oh, good, the heal root's coming in. Good, I mean, I've got a ton of it already, but I can always sell off some extra. That's never a bad thing to sell off. I can get a lot of it. Kaylina's on a food binge. Okay, because you're in serious pain. What is your serious pain? Is it food poisoning? What's your problem? Oh, the agony pulse, right? Yeah, you had a little, well, Scathe had a little psych out, or freak out, rather. Psych out, too. That works well. So Scathe had a little bit of an issue, and set an agony pulse, and you're feeling that. Okay, you'll get over it, kid. And a food binge is not the worst thing. We've got food. We've got plenty of food. No. Guys. We're not storing all of that here. Copy those settings. And then paste that, and that, and that. I think this one is not all set because we're clearly storing silver there. Okay, don't put that stuff there. That's no good, guys. Nobody wants that in there. So back to the wood flooring idea, because I don't really have a lot else I need to be doing right now. Mila's down here doing some mining. Good job, kid. Well done. Our beloved leader. So bring this wood floor down here, and that one. And maybe a little bit in here. Just kind of pretty the place up a little bit. Some more lights in the corridors would not be the worst idea either. So how about we did a wall lamp here and maybe one up here. I'm going to try to remember to turn those to dark light. I probably won't, but I'm certainly going to make an effort to try to remember to do that. We'll see how it goes. I'm not really counting on that. Where's this one set at? Is that dark light? No, yeah, it is dark light. Okay, good, that's fine. And maybe actually another lamp over here too. So let's do one there. Okay. Just get it a little brighter, a little nicer in here. Reed's actually making some fairly decent progress here. I'd really like him to focus there. So I'm gonna just cancel that briefly. And then, is there anything else I've got going on? Oh, there's some components right over there. I'll have to vaguely try to remember that. I won't. And then the toxic waste packs have deteriorated. That's fine. That's somebody else's problem. That's way somewhere else. That's not our issue. Wow, I've got a lot of drugs coming in. Oh, boy. That is going to be a field of narcotics. Speaking of which, now that we've done drug production, I could actually start to store some of these drugs. And then eventually, produce them with, drug production. Wow, 6 components on that. Worth it. Worth it. You know what? I will make enough money that we can buy back those components without even hesitating. Actually, I would like a wooden dining chair, please. I don't think we need a steel chair. That sounds very, very uncomfortable. Kayleen is off her little thing there. That's cool. And then we're going to make this into a cool room, a somewhat refrigerated room, so that the drugs last longer. Now, what did I tell you to store in here? I would assume it is psychite. So plant matter, psychite, and smoke leaves, yes. And you can actually just put drugs in here too, just that you can keep those there. And let's make that critical. Let's make sure we're storing all the drug stuff in here, above anything else. How are you doing down here, kid? Are you gonna be escaping soon? Yeah, 3 days. 3 days till you escape. Have we made? And when can we research you again? So, escape, study, 2 days. All right. So every 2 days we can do that, and we're going to gain 1 point every time we do that. So that is going to take a while. So we're looking at we're at 2 points now. We need another. So 8 points. Obviously, we gain 1 every time, and we can only study it every couple of days or so. I'm just sort of mentally trying to do the math. I think he's going to break out at least 2 more times before we finish better entity containment that we can, use. Speaking of which, should I get... not speaking of which at all. It has nothing to do with what I was talking about. Did we ever get... we did not get power down here. So put a hidden conduit there. Draw that down to that, and then that... yeah, that's not smoothed wall. Okay, I'll bring power over this way some way, but this will get me started. And I'm assuming, yeah, we did this. So deconstruct that bit of conduit in the freezer, so they'll think the freezer looks a little bit nicer. Reed, just for checking, I don't want you to do it, but you can mine this, right? Yeah, okay, there's nothing stopping you from mining it. You just seem really keen on the bot creation room, and look, I understand it. I get it. That makes sense. We all want robots around here. Be something to clean. Oh, there we go. Lisa's getting in, getting a little more studying done. That'll be 1 more point towards containing these things better. And Volstron, how are you liking cleanup duty? Okay? Maybe think about your actions in our little community here about not causing friction. I know that is actually ideally your goal, but we'll leave that for another time. But maybe not causing a big ruckus by shacking up with Whitehead and then hitting on Mila immediately after that. Okay? Just chill. Man, just chill. I will take you off of cleanup duty when I think you've learned your lesson. So this is getting put in. Great. How much more on that? A little bit more. And this doesn't necessarily need to be frozen per se, but we will get it refrigerated. Just get it down where it's cooler in here. And so 52, 34. Yeah, that's fine. 34 will be fine. It's a very, very small room, so we should have no problem keeping that nice and cool. Okay. Speaking of the drugs, all right, some have been harvested. Some are pretty ready. A few more days on those, and those will be good to go. And these are going to deteriorate rather quickly. Kaylina, you're sowing heal root. Could you maybe haul those psychoid leaves? I'd prefer not to lose any of them if we could help it. Whitehead, you're working on more stone blocks. That's great. How many more of those do I need, like, right at the moment? Not that. I've got a quantity right now. Do we have this on forever? No, actually, make marble and then make stone. Okay, I'm going to leave that as is. When you guys run out, I'll just have you do something else, basically. These floors have gone in. Fantastic. In fact, what is this? This is fine marble. Could we put 1 fine marble tile in that doorway? Because that's just kind of bother me that it isn't there. So 1 tile right there. And everyone's having a bit of a snooze. Except Whitehead, who's obviously up at night because that's kind of our thing. I could try... hang on, where's Reed? Whitehead, this is not going to go down well, but could you try and convert Reed again? Wow, 5.7%. 5.7. Do it anyway, even though you're going to kind of be sad when you don't do it. But I got to start chipping this kid down 70%. I really got to get moving on a church. I know I've got so much flying around right now. But bot creation, then the church. Because with the church, I can do a real conversion ritual, and that will be much more effective. Undignified throne room. Oh, because we're digging stuff up. Yeah. Oh, no. It's because the braziers are not full. All right, let's make sure that we're getting some more wood chopped down around here. I've kind of destroyed the local ecosystem. There's some trees over there. Yeah, that's what the problem is. There is no fuel in the braziers. Maybe, actually, that's going to take them ages to get to. Oh, we've got a bunch of wood over here. Guys, we got plenty of wood. Guys, don't come barking down my snorkel here. We've got plenty of wood. You're relaxing socially. Could you not, actually? Could you refuel those? Oh, speaking of which, dark light. Let's make sure we change this over a little bit here. And dark light over there. Okay, better. Right. This is almost done. So what are we going to do? Smooth walls. Of course we are. We always smooth walls. We love smoothing walls around here. It's like my thing. So smooth that wall and smooth that wall. Hey, Dave, while you're making everything pretty, how about prettying up the hospital? It's a cave. It's a cave. So those, we should have enough steel to do this. Can I do, yeah, the steel tile? Because I believe they're quick to clean and get a bonus for cleanliness in medical settings. Okay, that's exactly what I want. I don't have the sterile tiles, and I'm probably not going to for a little bit. But this will be a good interim tile. It'll be a little bit of a better hospital with the steel tiles in there. I imagine they are very quick to clean. You just kind of run a mop over that and you're fine. Ah, Reed, you're getting over here. Good. Watch out for the demon. He's going to escape soon. He's going to escape very, very soon. It's going to be a bad time around here. So, you know, hustle. Really, kid. Hustle up a little bit is what you want to do. There we go. There's a bunch of steel over here, guys. Just go get that. Don't harass me about not having steel. Wow, it's like an ant farm over here. Voltron, you're probably cool on the cleaning. I think you've learned your lesson right now. So why don't you go back to whatever it is you do around here, largely crafting of a sort, and you're my #1 cook. Where are we at on meals? Yeah, we got 66 meals. What kind of food am I looking at here? They still haven't moved a bunch of those. I don't actually have a lot of meat. Is there things we could be murdering in the area? Not a lot. Honestly, not a lot. I don't know, take out a couple of rabbits. We'll have plenty of veggies coming in. Oh yeah, I got tons of vegetables. I'm not worried about that. Corn will be in not too distant future. But it wouldn't be a bad idea if we had some more meat around here. If a bulk goods trader came by, I would not be opposed to buying a bunch of meat. I'd be okay with that. And where are we at on art? Speaking of traders, where are we at on the art game? Lisa was working on that. Lisa, what is your artistic qualities these days? 5 with a passion? Wow, you've really dropped in crafting. You're forgetting a lot of crafting. Yeah, you just went down 93, 89. You started at 20. You're down to 17. Huh. Don't forget all of it, Lisa. This is why I brought you on board. It's why I worked so hard to keep you happy when you were a refugee. Hang on, we skipped the immolation of torment. Did we really? Because that's the coolest thing I've ever said in the last 3 to 4 hours. The immolation of torment. Wow. Oh, this is not ours. Oh, hang on. I think that was Reed's thing. Yeah, Reed, we don't do your things around here. You're the beast person, right? Your thing is like, yeah, neo-beastism. Cool name. I'm not lying, kid. It sounds like a new genre of metal. But we don't do your thing. We're into vampires and blood and living underground and occasionally eating people. We're cool with it. I mean, we don't care either way. If you want to eat people, that's totally fine. Where are we at on... Wow, they're getting this done. Things are happening down here. It looks like they took a lot of time out to just deal with the floor issue, and we are moving the psychite, which is good. But yeah, they're getting this banged out. This ain't bad at all. Maybe another light over here would not. I mean, if you're going to be operating on people, you probably want a strong source of light, is what I'm going to guess. And also, maybe I'll wall it here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Give me my steel tiles again. Put a steel tile floor here. And then, what am I kicking around in? Slate or marble? Let's do marble walls. So a marble wall like this. Just, actually, hang on. Put that. And then that. And then I'll just leave that space for a door. I want them to be able to get in there to do the smoothing over there. I'm not going to sleep at night if the walls aren't smooth. I won't. I'll be up going, you know what, maybe I'll just get up for a couple of minutes, go fire up RimWorld and get that wall smooth, because otherwise, you know, it's going to be 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm still going to be thinking about how that wall isn't smooth, and I'll probably get up and, well, yeah, then you're up at that point, and really, what are you going to do? You're already awake. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, you're like, oh God, what am I going to do? And I'm like, oh, geez, do I have anything I need to edit? I have any, like, raw material I need to edit? Maybe I can get that done. And then you're like, well, do I want to make coffee? Because if I make coffee, I'm saying I'm up. Once you make coffee, you're saying I am up for the day. That's it. I'm not going back to bed. So if I don't make coffee, then maybe I'll go back to bed. And really, when I say go back to bed, I'm just going to lie in bed and kind of toss and turn. And the cat will get in there eventually, and he'll want his head rubbed. So we've got to do that for about 20 minutes or so. And then he'll leave. He's like, yep, thank you. My head has been rubbed. I will see you tomorrow morning for breakfast. And then I'm still awake. So really, the decision you have to make when you're dealing with insomnia or a lack of sleep is, am I making coffee or not? Am I up? Am I saying to the world, I am awake now and ready to deal with your nonsense? Wow, those walls went up quick. Well, I tell you what, there's obviously not that much to do around the old colony if we're just slamming this out. Could we get started with bot creation, actually? So, biotech... First thing I'm going to need is the subcore encoder, because I'm going to need, cores. So pop that guy right in there. I know it's not in a laboratory. I don't technically know what a laboratory is yet. Maybe I do. I don't know. Maybe it's just part of my brain that I'm not acknowledging because genius just floods through, and it's like the tide. It just washes over tiny things like crabs. And we've done psychite refining. Good. So now let's get into hydroponics. And then we can move stuff inside in, a hydroponics area. Now, while we've done that, why don't we start making some drugs? Shelf or two would not be the worst idea in the world here. Otherwise, I have nowhere to store drugs. Actually, I will put them on the floor. You know what? It's going to bug me that that's not floored. Put just a regular wood floor in here. Like that. I know you're saying we don't have enough. I assure you we do. And then, no, just the table, please. Let's just start small. Let's just make a bunch of flake. Try and make like 20. And then queue up 20 on the old EIO there. And we'll just kind of get some of this made and available for sale, as they say. First to market. That's what you want to do. First to market. Well, this is already going in. Now, that's a smithing task. Somebody's going to have to actually remind me who my mechanator is, because I've kind of forgotten. Lisa, no. Scathe, no. Is it Kaylina? It's Kaylina. Okay. So, Kaylina, got to make sure that you are on smithing, which you're completely terrible at, but you're going to have to do it. All right, so I got to think. Every time I pick a mechanator, I find the one that's like the least good at smithing and accidentally make them the mechanator. It's a pattern. It's just the way I kind of do things. Not deliberately. I'm just like, oh god, you can't even do smithing. It's going to take you forever to make robots. But yeah, Kaylina, you're just going to have to learn smithing as you go. Yeah, we're not starting with basic things like, I don't know, a horseshoe. That's probably not basic. That's probably like the hardest thing in the world. I'm going to get a whole bunch of blacksmiths, commenting, saying, horseshoes are the hardest thing for somebody to make if they're smithing. And I'm like, sorry, dude, I know nothing about blacksmithing. But we're going to jump from horseshoes, which may or may not be difficult. How many blacksmiths do I think I have watching this channel? I'm going to go with one. Hang on. Whoa, slam it into pause mode. Whoa, that's a mad muffalo. That's very mad, Muffalo. Are you the mad one? Because you were rushing us. Yeah, you are totally maddened. Are you another one? You are not. You're fine. Can we just have everyone in the runaway zone, please? Okay, just everyone in the old runaway zone, and I'll deal with the lost nomads in a sec. But let's focus on the insane Muffalo. Oh, Lisa's already down here crafting narcotics. Great. Path to profit. I don't think we actually need to get out of bed for this one, because the worst that's going to happen is it's going to go through the trap corridor and die. Like that. Okay, that problem has been solved. Thank you. So put everyone except Jovian back on unrestricted. Okie doke. What is your problem? 7 refugees? 7? Oh, Lord. Wow, I could get so much done in that time. I could get... So, Scathe will be unhappy if we don't do this. I can live with that. That's one person being unhappy because the unworthy creed thinks we should help people. Can we slam it into pause mode, please? 7 people. Looks like we've got 6 adults and 1 child. What would I do with them? I have no idea what to do with them. I mean, I do. I can think of a million things I can do with them. We can get so much work done around here. Where am I going to put them? They're going to have to live in the hospital. Okay, let's all just pause for a moment here. Let's start to put this plan together. Because I'm not accepting them. Oh, what if they betray us, though? There's 7 of them. Can I make them happy that quickly? Don't do a steel bed. Do a wooden bed. Do 1 here and 1 here. And then all of the... No, not all of those. All of these are now not medical beds. Okay, those are just regular beds. I'm planning in advance for when I say yes, you see. This is what I'm doing. We have some degree of clothing ready to go. I can put Lisa on max tailoring. So we got 4 sets of kind of everything. Got a lot of parkas in the middle of summer. Do more. Go for like 7 on pants and shirts. And then it looks like I've actually got some kid clothing in there, but just in case, let's make a kid shirt and kid pants. All right, they shouldn't need much more than that. It is, again, summer. I could also spin a couple of them over to the prison. That does not need to be a prison, per se. So how about this is for colonists for right now. And I've got one, correct? One unowned bedroom? Yes, one unowned bedroom. Okay, this opens up a tremendous amount of opportunities and a degree of risk. So let's get back to risk-reward ratio. It's one of my favorite things. It really is, too. I love talking about risk-reward ratio. This is kind of even. So the reward is I have 7 people who are going to work for me. And I can get an astronomical amount of work done with 7 extra pairs of hands temporarily. Now, talking about moving inside, I can carve out a huge chunk of this mountain in that time. All that steel I wanted to get, done. Those components, done. Gold, done. I don't even know what else to do at that point, except make my base amazing, or as amazing as it's going to be when you're led by a vampire and living in a cave. The risk is they betray us, and that's a pretty even fight. The kid won't do anything. I can take out a kid, no problem. But the 6 adults, even if I disarm them, which I will immediately do, 6 people's trying to punch us could be a problem. So your risk-reward ratio is actually very, very even on this. Good risk, good reward. Okay, I'm obviously going to do it. What else do I need to do in advance? Food. Let's bump up the number of meals that we're making. 65 is actually quite a lot. But let's bump it up to, say, 75 meals. And we're going to need to hunt. There's not a lot in the area, though. I might need to send out a kill squad, a dedicated team to take out some muffalos. I've learned my lesson with hunting. I learned that broadly with my second colony that was killed by an angry group of muffalo. See, I sent someone out to kill a muffalo. And I'm looking at 10% going, 10%, that's a good risk-reward ratio. I'm going to get a muffalo, and my risk is a 10% chance the thing's going to aggro on me. Turns out it did. And it brought all its friends. All of its friends said, hey, don't shoot our friend. We're all angry at you now. And then the muffalos came to my base and murdered everyone. So I've learned my lesson with muffalos. It is hard for Dave to learn his lesson. Sometimes he does the same stupid thing over and over again. It's part of being a genius, #geniusosity, is that I must repeat mistakes so I can expand upon my genius, #geniusosity. But I've learned my lesson with muffalos. We send a kill squad. We send a dedicated team of drafted colonists to go and murder them. So if they do turn at us, 1, I'm paying attention. I'm actually looking at it. And 2, we've got a whole bunch of people to start shooting them. So long story short, we're not going to go hunt the muffalos, but I might send a kill squad out later. What we will do is take out anything that doesn't fight back. You know what? Even a few squirrels. I'm going to need a lot of food. Good thing we've got all the veggies coming in. Yeah, there's a large quantity of vegetables coming in and more coming soon. How's the drug field? It's coming in sporadically. That's not bad at all. Okay, this has been a long time on pause mode, but hey, welcome to the channel. I'm obviously accepting it. Accept that. Okay, that happened. Wow. Many of them are nude. I can already see Cadworth and Cheney have no clothing on. None at all. Pat has no clothing on. Did I just hire a bunch of nudists? Pat, you seem to be the leader of this group and naked. Could you tell me a little about yourself, please? You're not a nudist, but you technically have pants on, and your pants are locked. Wow, that sounds like a personal issue. It sounds like a personal issue or a really fun way to spend an evening. So your pants are locked. Apparently, I can make you drop your club. Drop your club. All right, Pat, we're just kind of checking things out right now. I've got a lot going on right now, Pat. Why is everyone naked? Cadworth, you also have locked pants. I think I've stumbled into something rather late night here. You can also drop your club while I'm looking at you. Cheney, do you have pants on? You have... Wow. Wow, Cheney. Holy moly, man. You've got pants that are locked to your body and a dog leather cowboy hat. And I'm going to guess a big smile on your face. Right. Okay. Begin things. First things first, start assigning people to stuff. Oh, God. This is going to take a while. So I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be many, many minutes of pause mode. So, Pat, what are you good at? Looks like you're good at talking to people. Okay, I don't have any prisoners, but you can be number 2 on prisonerizing. Obviously, we do all the things that we need to be doing. In fact, Pat, I'm going to make you a little more prioritizing on mining, because we're going to be doing a whole bunch of that, Pat. A lot of that's coming up real soon. Where's the kid? Okay, the kid is my Roomba now. All right, all you do is clean. And if there's somebody else who's terrible, I'd love to have a dedicated hauler who's just awful. You do animals and talking. Okay, so you're more of a smooth. Come here. Let me just kind of check you out a little more in detail here. Yeah, you're good at animals, and actually you're a pretty good doctor. Okay, here's what you're going to do, smooth. You're going to be number 1 on doctor, and then number 1 on hauling. So if there's somebody to heal, go ahead and do that. That's fine. But primarily move things around. And then again, we're always we always do this whether we can do it or not. And before I think of anything, let's just get people number 1 on all the things that they need to be number 1 at. Put out fires, go to bed, and stay in bed if you are injured. Don't get up until you are better. Looks like I've got another good doctor here, Sammy. Yeah, you're number 1 on doctoring too. In fact, Smooth, you can back off a little bit. Sammy's better than you. I'm already looking at Sammy. Sammy, tell me a little bit more about yourself. So you're actually very good at melee too. You got some art skill, good medical skill, and a burning passion for it too. Interesting. I kind of like you. You don't do intellectual or cleaning. That's fine. I can cope with that. Okay, don't get off task, Dave. Just kind of go down the numbers here. So Michael, again, a talky person, good at childcare. You know what? You can be number 1 on childcare. I've got Pitts. You may as well teach him something while you're in the neighborhood. Again, we always do these things. Why don't you also be a little focused on mining, even though you are terrible at it? I would like you to do it anyway, because we're going to be doing a whole bunch of this, kid. A whole bunch. You could also be slightly prioritized towards hauling as well. I'm mostly thinking about the crops coming in. What I'm really getting here is a bunch of day laborers to bring in my crops before they go bad in the fields. Cadworth, fantastic name. I love everything you're doing. That, again, kind of a talky person. Very social group here. It's probably the lack of clothing. I mean, you start ripping your shirts off and chaining your pants to your body and wearing a dog leather cowboy hat, you better be talky, because you got a lot of explaining to do. So you can also, again, you have a skill in construction, but I've got plenty of people to do that. Again, you're going to be prioritized on mining. I think we're going to be doing a lot of mining in the very, very near future. Is anyone actually good at it? Yeah, you are, Cheney. You're number 1 on mining. And what else you good at? Again, talky things. All right, and then back down to smooth. Okay, for right now, just make sure everybody is doing my 4 key things. Construction, growing, mining, and plant cutting. Is anyone at all good at crafting? Sammy, you have a skill in crafting. So why don't you be 2 on all of the crafting skills? I can do art later. I'd rather focus on massive expansion right now. Now, let's start to get some bedrooms assigned. How many of them? There were 7 of you, right? 6, 7, 3. Okay, I can put everyone in the hospital, kind of. And I could put some more beds here if we actually need, a hospital. This is done. So just while I happen to be looking right at it, put together a wooden door right there. I know you're saying we don't have enough wood. That'd be also a good thing to do. Just get a bunch more trees chopped down. I'm going to be needing a lot of wood in the near future. I know they chopped a bunch down here, but let's just start to get even more chopped down. I know that's a lot, but we're going to need it. So basically turn on all of the mining things that I turned off. Mine those veins. There's some over here. Mine those. And we may as well go get the gold. Wasn't that right up in here? Wasn't there? There it is. Gold right up there. That's a very long way away. But more importantly, let's start to do some massive expansion around here. So go mine, take this down like this as a corridor, and then across like this, and then up. So like that, yeah, and like that. We just wrap that corridor around the throne room. And that'll be, you know, the throne room. Let's mine that vein. Okay, I think we might be in a position... Oh, by the way, the team who just joined, the Shirtless Wonders up here, got a demon. He's going to escape really soon. Vaguely turn this on in nice slow speed. Pat, let's begin to get you dressed, okay? So, I can get rid of your things now. Wait, fibrous mechanites? Whom? Literally everyone, basically. And I just got rid of my hospital. Okay, I'll make more beds. That's fine. You know what? Here we go. We're just going to bang this out right now. Cadworth. And this is going to be for Cheney. And this is going to be for Michael. Fibrous mechanites, a pain in the neck, but, you know, it's not like it's the plague or something. We can cope with fibrous mechanites. So give me back to Pat here. I'd really like to get you dressed more than anything. So if you could find some pants... Yeah, oh god, it's human leather. You're going to have to learn to cope, man. Go wear those pants. And then I know we've got tattered apparel times 7. I get it. I get it. I'm going to start working down the numbers here. They're probably on the other side of the map, Dave. Here they come. Here's the team. Don't step in the traps. Watch out for the demon. We're led by a vampire. Many of the things we made are made out of human leather. It's kind of an interesting colony you've bumped into here. Pat, can I get you coming a little bit faster here? I'm aware of the fibrous mechanites thing. I'm just kind of... What are you guys into today? Where are you going? Why are we all going to the demon room? I mean, it's a curiosity. I get that. You want to check out the demon room. But, yeah, it's a demon. Pat, where are you at, man? Okay, Patster, get some pants on, first of all. And then we'll throw a shirt your way. Yep, and then wear that shirt. Okay, so that's tattered apparel times 6. 1 down. Michael, you probably need to take your pants off. And your weapon, by the way. Drop your club. Yeah, you need also pants and a shirt. What have I got kicking around up here? Light leather pants. Excellent. Good choice for Michael. The one thing Michael says is that I love leather pants. It's... You know what, Michael? You be you. Okay, I don't judge around here. So get some pants on, and then we'll get a shirt on. And did I put Lisa on #1 tailoring? I gotta make sure that I do that. And then wear, like, any shirt. Cloth t-shirt. Yep, that'll work. That's fine. And Lisa, #1 tailoring. Yes. Yeah, I need you on #1 tailoring. Good thing we've got that cloth coming in soon. Yeah, this will be ready very, very soon, maybe in the next day or so. Sammy's already working on something. Hey, Sammy, you were actually kind of next in line anyway to get clothing. So, let's see if we can get a shirt for you. Button-down shirt. Yep, there we go. You can make other clothing soon. That's cool. I love what you're doing with that. It's just that, you know, let's get some stuff done here. The parka, pants, sheepwool pants. Yeah, those are pretty decent. Oh, no. Hang on, what are we doing here? Oh, Sammy's going to heal Scathe. Okay, that's a good idea. You know what? I won't interrupt that one. Visitor. Items to trade. It'll be heal root pemmican and then like a shirt. I'm fine. Actually, I could use a shirt, but let's not worry about that right now. So, more pants. Parka. I should really designate these shelves to be just pants, just shirts, etc. Because I don't actually... What do we got here? No, sheepwool. Oh, yeah, there we go. Sheepwool pants. Those will do the trick. It's better than what you've got anyway. I got to remember to go through and drop everyone else's weapons. You know, just in case they horribly betray us, which they probably will. There's a lot of them, and I'm going to struggle to keep them happy this quickly. Now, do I maybe have a nice shirt for you around here? There we go. Button-down shirt. And it's cloth, too. It's like a normal person's shirt. All right, that's Cadworth done. Tattered apparel times 4. Cheney, drop your club and drop your hat. Sorry, dude. It's a dog leather hat. I know you love it. Human leather, maybe not. Maybe not. Do we have any other... No, those are the terrible pants. Sheepwool pants. There we go. Go wear those. Thank you very much. And then I'll try and dig out a shirt for you somewhere. Might be running a little bit low. What's that one? No, that's a terrible shirt. This is also a terrible shirt. Do I got anything kicking around over here? Human leather again. No, don't wear a parka. That seems like a terrible idea. There we go. There's another cloth button-down shirt up there. All right, that's chipping away at them. How about the kid? So, again, drop your club, kid. Your shirt is fine. You just need pants. I don't know if we actually have that. Kid romper. Okay, go wear a romper. That sounds awful and weird. No, I was trying to tell you to do a target. No, don't do that. Let's just bump up quickly. There's a fire. That's fine. We're going to cope with that relatively soon. Sort of. Just bump the kid stuff up. Just make everything kid-based a little bit more of a priority, because they don't take long to make anyway. Where's the fire? I think we can ignore that one. I think that one's going to be okay, because it's pouring rain out. So I don't really think we need to sweat that. Ooh, and carve that vein out. All right, where are we at in all of that time? I know that was only like 6 seconds of game time, but yeah, I think this is going to move very, very quickly. This could be a spot for a bedroom over here. A good bedroom, too. Maybe I can put Mila down there. Give her a really, really nice bedroom that she deserves. Let's start to have that concept going. So, yeah, let's make a really nice bedroom. Like that and like that. She's going to want an amazing bedroom anyway, because, you know, royalty and all that. And now that we've got so many extra people, I don't really need to turn off stone cutting. We can keep that going. I know everybody has fibrous mechanites. Again, it's not actually the worst one. There's a lot worse than that. And we are burning bad clothing, right? Yeah, burn apparel. Okay, clean. Okay, no clean apparel. That's fine. Anything tainted. I need a bill for garbage clothing. Okay, so add a bill to burn apparel. Slam it into pause mode. Anything that is below like 52%. Yeah, any of that. And anything. Clean, tainted, I don't care. Just anything that's awful, anything that's falling apart. And then do that forever. That'll get rid of some of our garbage clothing that we've got lying around here. All right. Next, people still have terrible clothing. Down to 3, though. Down to 3. What are you working on right now, Lisa? That's some kind of shirt that you're working on. Fine. That's fine. That's good. Could get back into the narcotics production. That'd be okay. All right. Yes, I know. Everything's happening. Gift from these guys. Who's those? Oh, those are the people who just popped by. Cool. Glitter World Medicine. That reminds me of a thing that we should probably be doing. So, only use the industrial tech. Don't use the Glitter World unless I tell you to. Okay, we're going to save that for special. Like, some high-level operation or something. We're not going to use that to treat the common cold. So, yeah, just the regular medicine or lower than that. You know what I've got? I've got a lot of people here. How about we get, I don't know, a couple more pieces of art made? That's not a bad idea. And Sammy's back in. What are you working on? The light leather pants. Great. I would love somebody to move the garbage clothing and burn it, because I'm almost kind of losing track. And you know what we never did? Never put up the machining table. We could be getting that mechanoid deconstructed there. So, production, machine... I didn't put it up, right? Tailoring, smithing... Yeah, no, we've never put this up. Let's put this up so this is in range of the tool chest there. And then put up a chair like that. Okay. And then we can get that deconstructed there. This should be moving like... Well, I say like lightning. It's moving. You know what? I use the people for what they're worth, which is grunt labor here. You can burn that. We can maybe sell that for half a silver or something. Oh, there's no power down here. You're right, there isn't. That's correct. Give me a hidden conduit right down there. And then a regular one. You know what? I'm going to be putting power around here anyway, so give me a nice long line of power there. And then a shelf actually would be a great idea, so I know where things are. You know what? A steel shelf will actually be fine. That's okay. And I'll put, like, the subcores there so they don't put them somewhere weird and I don't know how many there are, where they are, even though I can search for that kind of information at any given moment. Sammy's making stone blocks. Great. Really want someone hyper-focused on tailoring. Who else has tattered apparel? Smooth. Can I maybe try and help you out? 'Cause you seem like you're very sad. Serious pain, pessimist, you're sick. Ooh, pessimist, I don't like that. You're sweaty. We probably don't have... Yeah, we don't have a cooler in the hospital. So let's put one of those right there. That'll chill that out a little. It's only 70 degrees in there. I mean, it's warm to sleep in. I'm not... Oh, hang on. Hang on. There's a timber wolf hunting Kaylina. Everybody in Runaway. Where is Kaylina? Oh, she's fine. She's going to be fine. Yeah, she's in now. Where is the timber wolf? How close is the... Okay. So the timber wolf's coming in. But now everyone's going to be in the runaway zone. They will get a lot done while they're in there. Sammy, you seem like you have nothing to do. Can I help you with something? Oh, you're cutting stone blocks. That's neat. So Timberwolf's coming in, desperate to get a Kaylina. Smooth's coming in. Okay, good. And guys, like the Timberwolf is evading our traps here, guys. Okay, 3 unarmed people here and Kaylina. I'm just gonna send the refugees in to punch a wolf. Oh, there we go. Never mind. It solved itself. Okay. Day 1. I've stripped you naked and not actually redressed many of you. And I'm going to send you out to punch a wolf in the face. Oh, it's a good time when you join my colony. Is there anyone else I could just quickly deal with? So, I see a kid's shirt down there. Okay, you know what? You have a search feature, Dave. Do you have any kid pants? So, I do. I have human leather kid pants. Oh, kid, you're going to love this. Pitts, come here. Wake up. Go wear human leather kid pants. You're going to hate that. But it's... I don't know actually what's worse. Hang on. Hang on. So, tattered apparel is -3. Okay, what is it when you are wearing human skin? That is going to be what? -2. Okay, so this is a positive. This is a net positive. So it took out the -3 and left me with a -2. I will live with it. More importantly, Pitts will live with it, because that's one less tattered apparel. So, there you go. Lesson learned. Your little RimWorld tutorializing for the day is wearing human skin is slightly better than wearing bad clothing. Okay, so if you got a choice, ratty clothing or wearing something made out of human leather, where you skinned a human and stitched them into a pair of pants, I assume you just use the legs. Like, that would seem to be the most obvious thing to do. Just like, you know, slice off at the waist, slice off at the feet, and tan it. And you've got pants just out of the legs. God, that's really easy, actually. It'd probably be really easy to make a shirt, too. I mean, you'd have to put, like, I don't know, a zipper or something in there. But it's totally doable. So, Pitts is slightly happier now. Who else has tattered apparel? Smooth and Sammy. I think I'm kind of running out of stuff for you guys. Your problem is, first of all, you need to drop your weapon. Yeah, you need a pair of pants. And, okay, these are poor quality, but they're in decent condition, so you can have that. Kaylina's converting Cheney. Great. Good. Cool. I think that's the one person left who has tattered apparel. No, Smooth. Smooth, you need to drop your club. All right, so you need pants and a shirt. What have I got here? Tribal wear, pants. They're all terrible quality, though. Yeah, no, we'll kind of try and find something good for you. No, those are terrible. You can have that shirt. Just go get that shirt. I know I'm waking people up and interrupting them, but the sooner you can get these people happy, the less likely they are to try and murder you in the face. Cloth pants, terrible. Human leather parka. Okay, I think we need to make some more pants. I think we've run out of pants. Well, you know, there's an easy way to check that, Dave. What does it say on the bills? So, parkas, burkas, pants. You're saying I have 7 out of 7, but you're counting the ones that are terrible. All right, so, you know what, why don't we just make some more? Go ahead and make... You know what you could do, Dave? You could just get rid of the ones that are terrible. Yeah, or I could just bump that up. You know, either way. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. These are unowned. Do I need anyone else to have a bed? Oh, you know what? I should give somebody the good bedroom. So, like Lisa, like we did with Lisa's refugee quest, whom would I want the most? Okay, Pat has a broad range of skills. Michael, good if not fantastic, and you're abrasive. Sammy. Sammy is looking pretty tasty. Yeah, can't clean or do any intellectual, but has a... Yeah, I without even going down the list, I think we're looking at Sammy here. Sammy has a lot of skills. Cadworth. Okay, not bad. You got a lot of skills if very low level, but you will learn a lot of them faster. Okay, Cadworth could be a good second choice. Cheney, not bad. Brawler, though. So you got to get up close and personal. You're going to hate it if I give you a ranged weapon, whereas Sammy is actually a careful shooter. She might be much better at melee, but she will be good at shooting. Problem with Sammy, though, 82 years old. 82. How's your health? Yeah. Hearing loss, frail. That's no good. Sammy, no wonder you have such good skills. You're very, very old. So back to Cadworth. Cadworth 31, no health conditions. You're a wimp, so, you're going to fall over more easily. Okay, Cadworth is becoming the new number one here. Cheney, I'm actually not crazy about Brawler. How's your health? You've got a wooden hand and an old gunshot. I could take Cheney. I'm not throwing Cheney off the table. Smooth, pessimist. Yeah, I've already got enough problems with happiness around here with Reed. And then Pitts. You are obviously terrible because you're 3 years old. All 3-year-olds are terrible. They can't do anything at all. I think we got to look at Cadworth, perhaps, or Cheney. Cadworth or Cheney. It's got to be Cadworth. I like Cadworth a little. So Cadworth, you're going to get the nicer bedroom. Yeah, that is yours now. And that gives me actually a couple of unowned beds. We actually have a medical bed. Just go ahead and make that one a medical, and then I'll see what else I need as time goes by. All right, so Cadworth, we're going to try and cozy up to you and get you on side if we can. So let's see, how are you doing? So, ugly environment, yeah, I mean, you're welcome to the colony. Apart from that, not bad. Apart from that, not too bad. Disturbed sleep, but that's going to end because you're going to have your own private bedroom. Okay, guys, that is an excellent place to call it on RimWorld for today, with 7 people dumping themselves on my front door, doubling the size of my colony, but hopefully enabling me to get a lot done in the very near future. I got to remember to change that shelf out when I come back. I may or may not look at this. This is already almost done. We're going to get so much done in the very, very near future. And then, of course, deal with the demon escape that's happening momentarily. But guys, do please keep the comments coming in. Let me know what you're thinking of this. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, do please leave a like down below. It does cheer me up no end when people do that. And if you're new to the channel, maybe just checking it out for the first time, feel free to hit that subscribe button. See more of this ridiculous nonsense. Until then, I'm Dave. Thank you, as always, for joining me in the wee hours, and we'll see you next time. You know what, kids? I'm the camp counselor who's going to teach you the truth. All right? None of this mamby-pamby kumbaya nonsense. All right? We're learning the truth here. The truth is death and disappointment and theft. Basically, I did the theft. Everything else is on you. Robot, how do we rescue you? I don't know how to rescue you. I'm also not sure I ever knew you were a woman. So once again, the fish are on fire, and you're on fire. Isabella is in fact on fire. The YouTube award ceremony for the best YouTubers of the time. I think this may be a mild exaggeration. I look like I'm paralyzed with fear and or hunger up on stage there.